The headlines: high voltage incident kills 6, injures many, and destroys shops in Jos. Corona summons Naira Marley prime boy Sam Larry over Mohbad's death. 1,800 couples join in a matrimony in Kano mass wedding. Away from Nigeria, Israel readies next stage of operations, says many Palestinians moving south. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Update. I am Sumaya Abubakar. And now the details. An overnight power surge in Kabong area of Jos in Plateau State have killed 6 persons, injuring several others and destroyed shops. It was gathered that the incident, which was caused by a high-tension wire that reportedly caught and landed on another wire, happened at about 2 a.m. on Saturday when people were fast asleep. The youth leader of the area, Silvanus Boniface, said those killed had been taken to the mortuary, while those who sustained injuries are receiving treatment at various hospitals. He said among the dead are 2 siblings who died from electrocution, while those who sustained injuries were burnt by flames from the spark. The Lagos State coroner inquiring into the death of the late Nigerian singer Ilerioluwa Aloba, popularly known as Mohbad, has summoned music artist Abdulaziz Fashola, popularly known as Naira Marley, Owodunni Aletu, known as Sam Larry, and Owodunni Ibrahim, known as Prime Boy, over the death of the 27-year-old artist. The coroner, Magistrate Adedayo Shotobi, summoned the music artist to appear before the court at the next sitting on October 25th. The coroner has also taken the evidence of 2 police officers, the investigating police officer, Oderinde Gafar Ajibola and Muhammad Yusuf, both attached to the homicide section of the State Criminal Investigation Department, Panti Yaba, on the findings of the police on the matter. In their evidence, they told the coroner that there was no evidence that Naira Marley and Sam Larry assaulted Mohbad. They also said that there is no link between Feisayo Ogedengbe, the nurse who administered an injection to Mohbad, and the other 2 artists. The coroner was also informed that an autopsy is yet to be completed to determine the actual cause of Mohbad's death. The coroner then instructed the officers to ensure the presence in the court of the music artist it summoned at the next adjourned date. Ethnic Fulani from Jikamshi district of Musawa local government area of Katsina State lament over continuous extrajudicial killings of their kinsmen by members of the vigilante group, the local vigilante group, in the last 10 months. Many of the Fulanis who are now taking refuge in Katsina City said to Trust TV that about 200 Fulani were extrajudicially killed by the volunteer group Ensakai, recently prescribed by the Katsina state government. Abdullahi Yamadi reports.
In a complaint letter written to the Imam of Katsina, Abdulmumin Kabir Usman, through their lawyer, the Fulani group said their lives and that of their families are in danger. They said that even one of their friends, one Bello Kwari, a member of Mieti Allah, was on the 4th of September 2023 picked and allegedly killed in a gruesome manner by the vigilante group in Jikamshi.
Yanki karamar hukumar Musa da Batazo babu zaman lafiya. Saboda 'yan sa kai.
Vigilantes and Ensakai have formed the habit of hunting and killing any Fulani person they see. I can tell you without any fear of contradiction that about 200 Fulanis have been eliminated in Musa local government from January to date.
Sun yanka mutane sama da mutane 250.
According to them, the vigilantes deployed their members to strategic locations around the houses of Fulanis in the area, with the intention of eliminating them. Look, even as we are here, we are living in fear and apprehension. All we are saying is, if there is any allegation against our people, we should be investigated, tried, and prosecuted in a court of law. But resorting to jungle justice, this is unacceptable anywhere in the world. We are appealing to our humble governor, Malam Diko Umaru Rada, to investigate this issue and act immediately to prevent further breakdown of law and order. I have been receiving threatening calls and messages from the vigilantes and Ensake that they will kill me. But the question is, for what offense should I be killed? Why should they resort to extrajudicial killings? Why are they bent on eliminating Fulanis? Many stressed the need for quick intervention of relevant authorities to prevent further escalation of reprisals between Fulani and vigilance group. Abdullahi Ismayamadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
The Kano State government has facilitated the wedding of 1,800 couples as part of the state's mass wedding program. Trust TV's Idris Jibrin reports.
Kano State Governor Abba Kabir, representing the brides extending their hands in marriage to former Governor Rabiu Konkosu as representative of the groom after a dowry of 50,000 naira each was paid. The wedding, according to Governor Abba Kabir, is part of his government's commitments to reduce the number of unmarried youth across Kano State who are now here in celebration of their wedding. We give thanks to Almighty Allah for seeing this day. We are indeed very grateful to see that today we are getting married, and we thank Governor Abba Kabir for this wonderful gesture he has done to us. For several years I have been trying to get married, but I don't have money. But you can see the wonder has come. The governor has paid our dowry, he has done everything for us, and we are extremely very happy with what he has done to us. Grooms from 8 metropolitan local government gathered here in this yet another historic mass wedding of the state government, which was initially started by the former Governor Rabiu Konkosu. For these grooms, it is indeed a wonderful moment of the year to see this day where they got married courtesy of the state government. I want to assure the governor that we will do our possible best to take care of these women. By the grace of God, we will not let the governor down, and we thank him. We also thank the former Governor Rabiu Konkosu. I am hoping, inshallah, by the grace of God, I will do my possible best to ensure that anything that Islam says about marriage, I respect it. Meanwhile, a special reception is expected to be conducted at the State Government House in the next coming days. Idris Jibrin, Trust TV News, Kano.
Now, if the present economic situation persists without effort from government to bring succor to the people, businesses will continue to collapse in the country. This is the view of small business operators in Kaduna who are finding it difficult to survive due to the low patronage and the high cost of materials. Trust TV's Bello Musa has more.
The removal of fuel subsidy is still affecting every sector of the Nigerian economy as cost of living continues to rise. Small businesses are not exempted as managing them has become very difficult.
The hardship of this country is very, very bad to us, honestly, because like I say, the fuel is it touches us from different dimensions. We have at least we have to fill our generator with 3,000 naira. That 3,000 naira would occupy us from morning to night. But now we can't do that. If we are going to do that, we are going to full the tank with 10,000 naira.
Abdullahi's shop used to be filled with customers, but is now deserted.
No, the customers are not coming. The customers are not coming. It's only few of them. If you have an occasion, before we have an occasion, you can sew about 30 to 20 clothes. And so, but now you can only just pick up about 55 clothes or 6 clothes out of the box. That's what they call lefe in the Hausa tradition.
The few customers caught by Trust TV camera narrated their ordeal. Sewing new clothes is not my priority for now. My concern is to get food for my family and school fees. Now that I have brought one for my daughter, they are charging us higher than before. Cost of living is really biting hard. That is why I brought only one cloth. Our thinking now is how to get food. There were about 30 apprentices and workers under Abdullahi, but now we met only 3 of them at the shop.
I have many apprentices, like 30 to 31. I myself and the apprentice too. So most of the apprentices, they can make it to come to the shop as early as possible. Maybe I have to call them. Sometimes I have to call them. They will tell me that they have to come from different locations, and their houses, they are very far. Most of them 3 kilometers, 4 kilometers.
We find it difficult to get transport fare to come to the shop. I trek from Kabbalah West to this place. I come from Hayin Malambello. Sometimes I pay the transport fare, but most times I trek to the shop. I endure the stress because I want to learn how to sew clothes.
Abdullahi's appeal to the state and federal government to find a means of rescuing small businesses in the country from collapsing. Bello Musa, Trust TV News Kaduna.
Nigerians have been admonished to take proper care of their eyes by ensuring that they get the correct diagnosis and protection. The admonition was part of the activities marking the 2023 World Sight Day with theme Love Your Eyes at Work. Salis Lawan has the report.
Over 1,000 vulnerable and less privileged patients in Adamawa benefited from the eye screening, distribution of drugs, and eye reading glasses donated as part of activities to celebrate the 2023 World Sight Day. Also, over 400 patients who attended the event benefited from the sensitization talk, free eye examination, as well as screening for glaucoma and other eye-related conditions. Speaking to Trust TV on the sidelines of activities marking the World Sight Day, an optometrist, Ewerezo Chibuke, says proper care for the eyes is a must for all.
There are various causes of blindness, and as a matter of fact, many people actually forget about their eyes because, the eyes most of the times, it doesn't come with some classical symptoms or clinical symptoms of, fever, hypothermia, and the rest of them. So people just do not bother about their eyes. What they just do is as long as they can see. But it's not about what you see, it's about how you see what you see. It's about the quality of your vision. And I must tell you that we have a number of causes, idiopathic causes, we have hereditary causes, we even have acquired causes. And when you're talking about this, you're talking about the etiology of oculovisual diseases or complaints.
Some of the beneficiaries who could not hide their joy expressed deep appreciation with the gesture and urged other eye clinics and the Adamawa state government to emulate the gesture, which they said will help alleviate the suffering of people with various eye challenges in the state and society as a whole.
I wasn't aware that such assistance was going on here. However, Upon realizing, I went in, later screened and given drugs and reading glasses. I'm happy over gesture.
A basu abin da magani da madubi duka za a basu.
No, I'm very excited because I've been having the issue of eye problem since I was a child, but I've not been opportunity to get a free glass. So to me, it's a great opportunity, and I thank the group so seriously. I pray that may God increase the people. I'm very happy.
This event today opens us up to the opportunity to be able to assess such protective, spectacles. Then a lot of people are also having one ailment or the other, and then when they go about their work, they are not efficient. So when we do these outreaches, we try to help them to see how we can improve on their efficiency at work.
They said encouraging employers to make eye health initiatives a standard practice and promoting eye health habits will benefit the well-being, safety, and productivity of millions of employees. Silas Lewan, Trust TV News, Yola.
You're watching News Update on Trust TV. Coming up, we'll take a look at how hazy weather disrupts economic activities in Maiduguri. This and more after the break. Stay with us.
Hello viewers, welcome to another episode of Adam's Kitchen on Trust TV. Try grating it. I am going to show you how to prepare a Singaporean chicken rice. Like this. Back here and get my carrots ready. Put in some amount of oil on the skin. I will now go ahead and take off the chicken, spread it to a desired shape.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Trust News Update. Here's a recap of our top stories. We brought you high voltage incident kills 6, injures many and destroys shops in Jos. And Corona summons Naira Marley prime boy Sam Larry over Mohbad's death. Now moving on to more stories, poverty and environment are identified as the factors responsible for the challenges parents face or encounter in raising their children in the society. A cross-section of parents in Kaduna say that many societal ills are a result of poor upbringing. Trust TV's Bello Musa completes the story.
Every parent's dream is to raise a good child that will be beneficial to them and the society. However, raising child is always associated with certain challenge, which parents not, if not properly addressed, could affect the attitude and the behavior of the children.
First challenge is poverty. So poverty is the worst challenge that deter the way we are raising our children, because the poverty, you see, more especially in our northern culture, we do marry like 2, 3 wives when you don't have, when you are not financially buoyant to cater with your family.
Issue of upbringing a child primarily lies on the parents. A child entered into school of his mother. That is why we have mother tongue. The way mother talk, that is how a child grew up to talk. The language that the mother speaks is the language that the child will speak, not the father, because he entered the mother's school first. So if the mother is well trained and she knows her responsibilities, that child will be a very good child.
Stakeholders and parents often attribute many moral decadence witnessed in the society to lapses of parental guide in the course of raising their children.
Environments where the child grow up. Which environment did the child grow up? It is very vital. You understand? You cannot go to a community where people are irresponsible. They don't care about their way of living. and then expecting your child to be a good child. No matter how good you are, that child will not be good.
Secondly, is this the social reform? When I say social reform, most of the children that we are raising now, children of nowadays, do involve in social media activities when they are teenagers, in their teenage age. So this will also help to destroy the foundation we give our children.
When lapses are recorded at homes in children's upbringing, many believe that it will reflect in the larger society.
We need two categories of people to shape the lives of people. That is the religious teachers. We learn from them, not only talking. Let us see what they are saying being done practically. That is one. Secondly, the custodian of our cultures. Who are the custodian of our culture? The traditional rulers. They secured our culture so that we will not deviate.
If you marry a religious woman, there definitely should the moral upbringing of your son. Children she's going to give birth to is going to be a well-recognized children, because she's a religious woman. She knows how to give them training.
To nurture children to be greater leaders of tomorrow, the consensus is that all hands must be on deck to make the society and by extension the country better. Bello Musa, Trust TV News, Kaduna.
Residents of Maiduguri have described the NIMED's latest prediction of hazy weather in the city as surprising. It will be recalled that last week, the sudden hazy weather disrupted flights and forced some residents to remain indoors or wear their face masks. Now, some business operators and residents fear that the expected dusty weather will affect economic activities there. Trust TV's Beatrice Kurutsi has more.
The hazy weather most times occur during the months of November and January in Maiduguri, but last week's Harmattan-like weather in the metropolis took most residents by surprise, as they didn't expect such changes. According to NIMED, another dust haze is expected to sweep through the northern region again. It is likely that it will disrupt their livelihood and flight schedules, especially those moving around the capital. Alice James, a businesswoman, said the predictions, if true, will affect her business just as it did in the previous week.
It's early for me to close, but I didn't see anybody to buy my business. So I have to close because the dust used to disturb us through nose and is entering our eye. We have to wear glass and the face masks because of the dust. So really, the dust affect our business, because many people got sick since the last time. Up to now, some of them, they never heal yet. For this time around again, I think I will not get anything. I will still, I don't know when it will come, but I know we can prepare for it. Even we didn't get it for shop, it will affect us, especially that we know business, especially if you lose a one day, you lose like 10 days.
Yeah, it's very, very strange because the weather is we are not into the, mostly Maiduguri weather is dry, but we used to hear the breeze blowing. But as I'm talking to you now, the weather is very humid. So, normally Maiduguri weather, we never experience the humid weather. So when the humid weather comes to Maiduguri, it really affects us due to the sickness, some dulling and the rest.
The other time we had just of 3 days, it affected many. Presently, I'm talking to you, I'm sick. I have cough and catarrh that is disturbing me. I've been taking medicine, but I'm still sick. But alhamdulillah, I'm managing. It's very dusty. The moving of vehicle traveling from one location to another is going to be very hectic. And at home, one has to be careful. The windows, the doors should be shut down, and use of face masks.
When it happened at first, it was difficult for us to get passengers. In fact, people didn't come out because of the dust. If another one happens again, it will affect us and our source of income. It is strange that we should expect another hazy weather because we only experience it during the Harmattan. When the last one happened, I could not see properly while riding, so I had to go back home without making money that day. With the sudden twist in the weather, many will have to adapt to the changes and pray that it doesn't get worse than last week. Bitrus Kuruti, Trust TV News, Maiduguri.
Away from Nigeria, the Israeli military said on Saturday that it had seen a significant movement of Palestinians in the south, a day after ordering Gaza City residents to flee, as Israel's prime minister promised further retaliation for Hamas rampage last week. U.S. President Joe Biden said consultations were underway with regional governments on the humanitarian crisis in Gaza, as trapped Palestinians endured a power blackout and shortages of food and water amid fierce Israeli bombing. Israel has vowed to annihilate Hamas for the attack a week ago, in which its fighters killed 1,300 Israelis, mainly civilians, and seized scores of hostages. Israel has since put the Hamas-run Gaza Strip, home to 2.3 million Palestinians, under a total siege and bombarded it with unprecedented airstrikes. Gaza authorities say that 1,900 people have died. On Friday, more than 1 million residents of northern Gaza had received a notice from Israel to flee south within 24 hours. And finally, in sport, Victor Osimhen will undergo an MRI scan to determine the extent of the injury he sustained in Nigeria's 2-2 draw with Saudi Arabia. Osimhen has replaced by Tyron Murphy in the 20th or 55th minute of the encounter after sustaining an injury. The 24-year-old now remains doubtful for the Super Eagles' next friendly against the Mambas of Mozambique on Monday. Head coach Jose Peseiro confirmed that Napoli hitman will undergo a scan on Monday to ascertain the severity of the injury. And with this, we wrap up News Update on Trust TV. Do not forget to follow us across all our social media platforms and join our YouTube live stream for more news programs and documentaries. I am Sumaya Abubakar. Thanks for watching.